It is Monday the 15th of April. We are at Square Go Comedy at the Crown and Queen. This is a random one. Square Go is a gig that I've done a lot. I know Imran pretty well. He runs a gig in Finsbury Park on a Saturday, which I've done a bunch before I stopped doing gigs on Saturdays because my can't be asked. I'm just sorting my bag out. I generally don't do many Monday ones either, but it seems like it's going to be a good gig. It's like a special event sponsored by some company called We Road. So we've been required to say a few jokes about them or make some comments about travelling because they're a travel agent. So I'll be starting off with that. I'll be honest, I haven't given myself much time to come up with much. So we'll see how the fuck it goes. I'm still battling with new material, trying to, I did this gig last week on Thursday, and it was a non-bringer, like it was a proper night, I guess. It was in a Brewdog in Upminster, and I had a bit of a tough time with it. It wasn't bad, but it just wasn't the level of feedback that I would have hoped for, which is fair and fine because I've only been doing this for 2 years, and I can't expect me to kind of do well all the time, particularly in a setting which is a bit more professional, let's say. But there was a guy who was headlining, 20 years in the game, so I thought, I'm going to stick around and see him, and he was excellent. And you can see why. So it gave me a lot of thought afterwards. I started writing down, scribbling some notes, thinking about something to do in terms of the comedy, and maybe try to broaden it a little bit. So I'm going to try that tonight, as scary as it seems, because I think I might be going for the jugular a little bit. Maybe it's a bit too conceptual at this point in time. I'm not sure if this is the right time to try it, but fuck it, why not? You're only going to figure it out one time. But we shall see, and hopefully it will be okay. I'm not so sure. My name is Chris Alley, and we've got a lovely sponsor. Wonderful. Is anyone actually here from We Road? You are? Alright, thank God. Because tell them this isn't going to go very well. I'm going to roast you to bits. This is not going to be an advertisement. No, I'm joking. I actually can't see any of you because of the light. I'm just going to assume you're black, so I'm more or less. Although, who came up with the name We Road? Do you know that?
The founder.
Oh, the founder. Are they a 4-year-old? It fucking sounds like you're trying to ask a 4-year-old what they're going to name like a travel agent, isn't it? Like, what do you do? Go in the sky? No, we know sky. What about driving? Yeah, we rode. I actually went on like a group trip before, actually, and they are pretty good, to be honest. But what I realised is, no, do you know what? I'm not even going to do that. That's fine. No, I was looking on the website actually for inspiration as to why we're going to talk about We Road Wide. And one of their slogans was what I thought was interesting: is we're not your ordinary travel agents. Have you got that as well?
Yeah. Keep going.
Well, we can see whose joke's better. Yours is better. We are not your ordinary travel agent. We're a community of travellers. Now, I come from Islington, North London, right, which is a heavy Irish community. I have zero interest in being a part of a community of travellers. I fucking like horses, I don't like them that much, you know what I mean? Fuck that shit. Was it about gypsies? Very good, there we go. Yeah. I thought actually the best place to look for inspiration to start talking about We Road was the reviews. Particularly the negative ones. Actually, I will say just before that you can record this bit because actually we work on Trustpilot, has a 4.7 out of 5 star average rating, so that's good, and it's only I think all 5 stars was 88%, right? So I'm just going to pick the 3 that was shit. Do you know who Vicky is? Yeah? I haven't got a clue who Vicky is, but that bitch needs to go. I mean, clearly she's an alcoholic. Sort your shit out, blood. Fucking organising shit, boy. She was getting blasted on drugs. And I saw this one, which was quite interesting actually. It's, someone called Jennifer, right? And she said that We Road is they promote age discrimination because she's 50 years old and she wanted to go on this trip that only allows for 25-year-olds. What kind of fucking weirdo are you? Some midlife crisis, boy. If this was a bloke, it'd be weird, but it's a woman, so. What the fuck is it? You know what I'm saying? You stupid fuck. Does anyone know Joe Wick?
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Wick. Joe Wick is like he's like for fitness, right? But he's a combination of Jamie Oliver and some other arsehole that pisses me off. By the way. He's a fucking weirdo. But you see, actually, he was in the news this week because he came out and he said that ADHD was caused by fast foods, processed foods, which obviously is absolutely outrageous. So wrong. There's a fucking vaccine, isn't it? I recently got a new job.
Yay.
Thank you very much. Yes, I've got 4 now. Comedy does not pay, especially when the mic don't fucking work. No. But you know, I'm an office manager, right? So I work in an office, and when you start a new job, they put you on like an induction, innit? Tell you all their values, try and trick you into thinking they're cool. And, yeah. The thing that was really strange, right? We was in this induction, we was in this training room, and they was telling me all their values, and they said like fair pay, and then they said this weird thing about anti-slavery. Now, I'm looking in this room, right, and all I see is white people, so I'm thinking, if they said this shit just because I'm in. I understand that women are concerned with like the gender pay gap, but if you're concerned about getting paid at all, that just hits different. You know what I mean? But why, I don't understand why, like, jobs, they give you an interview, they put you through all this duress to see if you're qualified for the job, and then they're going to put you on some training as if you're an idiot, right? I didn't like learning when I was at school, right? I don't want to work and then learn. You know, I want to get grafted. Tabit's proved it earlier on, actually, because you know how, like, Asian people, they always say that Asian people are really, really smart. That's not because they went to school really early, it's because they've been working since the age of 4. Practical learning, do you know what I mean? Tabish did not go to school to learn, he went to graft, he was self-employed. That's the problem, right? I got my first job when I was 15 years old. I would have started sooner if it wasn't for child labour laws. I would, you know what I mean? I'd have been fucking great in a mine. Employee of the month. Year in, year out, would have got after it, you know. But the training wasn't too bad actually, because there was a couple that was quite interesting, like the unconscious bias training. You know, unconscious bias. It's like the thoughts in the back of your head you don't realise. What I've realised is that my unconscious bias is always getting in the way of my conscious bias. You know? I like to know the exact reason why I don't fucking like you. Or the anti-bullying training. That was pretty sick, you know, because where I come from, right? You're right there.
Hi.
How you doing? Everyone say hello, Rosemary. Hello. Another black person walking to the room. Yeah. No, like the anti-bullying training, right? Because where I come from, I always thought like bullying was like getting hands on people, getting physical and shit. But you can do psychological bullying too. You know? Yeah, really. I was cheering, boy, piece of shit. No, what I realised is like. Psychological bullying too. Really eye-opening stuff. Because now, I know how to fuck with people's heads. You know? Like there's this arsehole at work, right? He's called my manager. He's one of those people that are concerned about people drinking his milk, so he puts a line on it, right? So what I've started doing is buying my own milk and filling it up. He hasn't got a fucking clue what's going on. He hasn't had to buy milk in 3 months. Alright. There's not enough faces I can turn, that was shit. There you go. I grew up a fat kid, now I'm a fat adult. I did not see that coming, I'll be honest. You know, because when you're a fat kid, right, people come up to you and they say, oh, don't worry, you'll grow out of it. Fuck off. Grow out of it. I grew around it. Because like, I want to be recognised as a fat person, right? But when I tell people I'm fat, They're like, oh, Chris, you're not fat. And I think that's the worst type of fat to be, when no one notices. Imagine being fat and not being seen. You know? Fat lives matter too. Because like, as a black person, you'll get this right. Do you know, it was quite funny when we came in, right? There was us 3 black people coming in, and then Imran was very kind and said, oh, just like comics. And I was like, yes, just like comics.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a racist joke. Very good. Yeah, no, because as a black person, when you're late, right, I feel like there's a lot of pressure on it because you get worried that people are going to judge you for being late because you're black. If you're fat and you're late, people understand. I mean, there's hills and everything, boy. London's hilly. You know? But no, do you know, I've actually been doing stand-up comedy for 2 years, right? And I stopped. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. But you know, it's kind of weird thinking back 2 years ago because back then I actually had hope. No, it's been going alright. You know, it's been going alright. It's been going pretty well. You know, I've been getting some good feedback here and there. Obviously not here. But, you know, where's that lady again? She's fucking nutcase. Yeah. But people have been coming up to me after gigs and saying, Chris, I really like your comedy, but it's just a bit too black. Like, what do these people expect for me to joke like I'm a white person? I don't like skiing. What even is a quiche? It's fucking eggy bread in my house. I remember the first time someone came up to me after a gig and told me my comedy was too black. I almost spat the fried chicken out my mouth. I was so mad I just wanted to shank him.
Oh God.
Yeah. No, actually, the first time someone said that to me after a gig, I went home to tell my dad about it and I realised, oh, I haven't got one. Too black, innit? You know what I mean? We got any football fans in the house? Woo! Yeah, I'm a big football fan, big football fan. Trying to become a medium-sized football fan, you know? Still holding on to that Christmas weight since size 12. But you might have heard about this, right? The Premier League recently released its list of the most influential black people in football, right? So really good stuff. So players like Rashford, Saka, and the other one that missed. Guess what they called it? They called it the blacklist. I know. Like, outside of it being massively offensive, I just think it lacks creativity. You know, like what are these idiots going to come up with next? The most influential Slovakians in football and call it the checklist? Do you know what? You guys have been absolutely wonderful. I've been Chris Alley. Thank you very much. So that was a fun one. Yeah, really enjoyed it. I think that it went surprisingly well, to be honest. You know, I think we had this task at the beginning to do some jokes around the company or travelling and stuff, and actually I was quite surprised that a lot of comics didn't go for the company a bit more and was just sort of going for some travel themed jokes. Whereas I kind of just thought, let me just try and put some shit together. And it seemed to get a good reception. I mean, I think a lot of people there were from... No, there was one person who worked for the company, and I think the people there obviously knew the company. And so, yeah, it was quite funny. Obviously, there's stuff about this person, Vicky. Sorry, apparently she got fired, but based off the reviews, you fucking deserved it. I felt like I had more to say on some of the stuff around work, and I thought I did touch on kind of like the child labour stuff. For some reason I was a bit hesitant or just thought that might be a bit much, but actually I guess that's kind of it, right? You know, you sort of talk about themes in jest, you're making fun of certain things, and really I guess with some of the stuff I have been saying, it's kind of a bit harder. You know, I was chatting with someone recently about my style, let's say, and I've kind of, you know, look, part of it is you just think what you're saying is funny, isn't it? Where I guess for some people it appears to be controversial. I think the word we pinned down was provocative, whatever that fucking means. So I guess that's somewhere around what I want to do, because I enjoy saying the things I want to say and actually taking risks and being a bit, I don't know, going hard in the paint, if I have a better term. So I was happy with the feedback there. It seems like I've got a different path to go with some of the work stuff, and I was thinking around some ideas around the government being a good example of why school is shit. And so it went alright. It was a big night, nice pub, a lot of people I know, a lot of my friends, so it was really, really good to see them. And just a good laugh, I guess. Not really much to say. It's quite late. I'm not smoking weed this week, which is so it's going to be a battle trying to sleep, but we'll see how we get on. And we are on to the next one.